Listen up or run for cover. Dropping knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. The real Brad Lee Bombs is dropping
What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bizzles up in the house. Today's studio guest is Grant Dougherty. Now, if you try to look him up on Facebook, it's technically spelt Dougherty, but for some reason, he's got a CK in that bitch. So it's actually pronounced Dougherty. Grant, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, my brother. It's an honor to be here.
Get up on that microphone. We need to hear the thunderous voice.
Let's do this.
That's what I'm talking about. So, if for those of you that don't know Grant Dougherty, you probably will. He's like the chief marketing officer of SLS.
Chief strategy officer.
Strategy. Sounds like a made up title for a relative or something. Listen. This guy, I've been watching you on your stories, dude. You're kind of a speaker your damn self.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it really starts with a strong desire to want to motivate and inspire and lead other people. And I think when people can relate to you on a whole nother level, they need to know you're a person, but they need to be inspired. And I think everyone needs to be inspired on a daily basis and kind of have that reminder. So I've just kind of stepped into that kind of by accident. You know, I'm an insurance on the executive team of an insurance company by day, but by night, in the wee hours, I tend to whisper in the midnight whispers.
Are you trying to be a motivational guru?
We'll see where it goes, man. Again, like I said, I'm open to it. I just enjoy what I do, and I have a passion for it, and that's really that's my main reason I do what I do.
So if you guys want to follow him and give him a grade, make sure you give him a grade in the DM. Hashtag Bomb Squad so that he knows that you came from here. Go check him out on Instagram at Grant D-O-U-G-H-T. No,
D-O-U-G-H-E-R-T-Y.
E-R-T-Y. Grant Dougherty, but it's Dougherty. Don't try to spell Dougherty. Just spell Dougherty.
It's the Irish in me. It's my dad's name's Rory, so got the whole Irish thing going on.
Dude, if my name was Rory, I'd go with Dougherty. It'd be like, Rory Dougherty.
Then you couldn't pretend like you were a leprechaun. Oh, Rory Dougherty.
Oh, yeah, that does
Lucky Charms.
That does sound a little more Irish. So, dude, you help people with final expenses.
Yes, sir.
Or your company does.
Mm-hmm.
And you're down there in Vero Beach, Florida. What brought you all the way to V-Town?
Well, you're one reason. We're actually... doing obviously this. I know we talked over in Seaside when we were actually where we first met. It's funny how I'm sitting here right now on the set of Dropping Bombs, and I went to Grand Cardone 10X Con in what was that? February? Back in February?
2 or 1?
2.
Yep.
Yeah, right here in Mandalay.
February.
Yeah, we briefly met there, and then I linked up with Coach Michael Burt. Shout out to Coach Michael Burt, the super coach.
He's a badass. You guys ain't following Coach Burt, you better go Google Coach Burt, Coach Michael Burt. He's got some good stuff.
Oh, it's fantastic, and like he's helped me step it up to another level, being around you and him in Seaside, which is for those of you that don't know, is in the Panhandle of Florida. They have a big. He's part of a coaching program called Monster Producers, which I signed up for after 10X. And to think that it's opening these kind of doors, obviously, I have a whole new respect for just the next level of networking. Just get in front of somebody. If you got talent, just do whatever you can to invest in yourself and get around players. Proximity with power.
Oh, Grant earned himself a bomb. Look at that. Look at that.
That's the first of many, I hope.
Well, I'll tell you, my bombs are damn near out, so you better be bringing the heat.
Ooh.
So let me ask you a question. You grow up rich?
Comfortable. Yeah, definitely.
You never had any hard times? Got beat down, thrown down, slapped around?
I've been slapped around a little bit.
What'd you learn from it?
Oh, man, you just got to be better. You got to, it's everything. I believe everything's a learning experience. I don't believe in losing. I believe either I win or I learn. I get better. I'm very glass half full. I'm always looking at new things, new challenges, opportunities. while other people are, complaining about their circumstances, complaining about why they're not doing it. I'm a proponent of saying, you know what? Why don't you just replace those excuses with the truth? I mean, you just got to do that if you want to get anywhere in life. And I think you delay that process. And this is why it kind of motivated me to start my book, which I'm almost finished with, called The Order of Operation. I believe there is a specific order of operation to your growth, to your success, to everything you want in life, but it starts with you. And I think we always like to point the finger, in the flesh. We like to say it's this, it's that. Just stop with the excuses. You need to get real.
You know the old saying, when you point at somebody, you got 4 fingers pointing back at you.
That's true, man.
Actually, it's only 3, but you know what I mean. 3.
You still got more than one pointing back at you.
Yeah, sure. You got to take responsibility, make it happen. Mm-hmm. Now, you've heard dropping bombs before?
Yes, sir, man. Come on.
So we're just going to shoot the shiz and chit-chat and talk about challenges and situations, and maybe what we're talking about resonates with a listener, a member of the bomb squad.
At least one.
At least one. Doesn't matter. It might pick up a new member. It might be shared by a bomb squad member and ends up freaking helping a cousin or a brother or a sister.
Amen.
That's why we do this.
I'm all about that.
So I like to bring up situations and challenges. Now, growing up comfortable, because your dad's obviously, comfortable, you may not have had the same experience as someone who was kicked out like myself and went through hard times, but that doesn't mean you ain't learned anything.
Not at all.
So tell me, what are some things, if you could go back to, let's say, the 21-year-old Grant and give him one bit of advice, what would that be?
Oh man, there's so much. I mean, I've learned so much in life, and but I believe that you have to go through, it had to happen. And I say that term a lot when I speak to my team, I speak to people. I say, look, it had to happen. I'm a big fan of the testimony.
Sure,
okay?
you
I'm
are.
a believer. I'm a big fan of the testimony. I think, just like you talked about, this is going to resonate with somebody because relatability is so important. I think when somebody can say, look, I'm going through that, there's hope and there's encouragement in whatever you're doing, and people need to have hope in the struggle. Okay, because there is the struggle. We have to learn to embrace those challenges and those struggles. For me, I was a big partier. I was a frat guy. I went to University of Florida, go Gators, in the Tim Tebow era. And you know what? I was in denial about a lot of things. I grew up a little. I mean, okay, you can say I was a little spoiled growing up. I went to a private school and whatnot, but I think we all go through challenges. Everyone's got their problems. Let's just get that out of the way. Every family, every person's got different types of challenges and problems. I have had issues with my family and as a whole, but my family members have had issues with addiction. So I've, sort of been forced in that world and how to deal with those challenges and learning about those battles and those things. And I don't think anyone's problems are bigger than mine. I just didn't go through certain types of problems that other people had. But like I said, I had to go through that myself, and I had to get out of that denial of blaming and just pointing the finger at other people, because until you do that, you don't start. As far as I'm concerned, you haven't started. You're not even in the game.
Yeah, well, agreed. A lot of people always say, look, that guy's always had money. He doesn't know. Dude, first of all, that's bullshit. Second of all, you got to realize, dude, everybody you come across, bum on the street, billionaire, they've all had sets of problems, no matter what. But more importantly, they all know different things. There is a bum on the street that has lessons to give. So when you start judging you've never had to struggle for money, so you don't understand. Well, yeah, but there's a lot of things that other people and those type of people understand. But my question to you is, what church you go to?
It's a non-denominational church. I don't believe in denominations.
But anybody in Florida listening to this, I would say, if I lived in Florida, I'd be heading to your church. For sure.
It's actually called Oceans Unite Christian Centers in Vero Beach, and it's actually in the mall, and it's growing it's probably the fastest growing church in Vero Beach.
Well, dude, because when we were talking in Seaside, you said, there's miracles happening there, where if you guys are even on the fence about frickin' Jesus, which I got my own opinion on that name, but that's still to be determined.
That was our first conversation ever.
Yeah, but if you got any, reservations about Jesus, go to that church, because from what I've been told by Grant here, I'm telling you, bro, you won't be in doubt very long. There's miracles happening there. Not miracles like, oh, it's a miracle. Straight up miracles, like
Absolutely.
with your own eyeballs. Like, holy moly. Remember that video I showed you, or did you show that to me?
You showed it to me.
Dude, that was not faked.
Impossible.
No, I had a couple of idiots going, yeah, the kid was acting. Dude, if you think a kid that little can act that good, you're an idiot. That was the closest thing that I've seen as a miracle.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
And they were praising Jesus. So, hey, whether his name's Yeshua or, Jesus or Yahweh or Yahweh or Elohim, there was something going on there, dude. And you say that happens at your church every single day.
I mean, if you're kind of from that world or in that world, you see, if you've been to like healing and deliverance services, I mean, you just see incredible things. And I mean, I've just seen too much. I can just say, I don't want to get too deep into it, but
when you were partying in the frat world, you were drinking, partying, humping the ladies.
Yeah. You definitely can drift in life. I'll tell you that. And,
were you drifting?
Hey man, we all drift. Sometime.
Were you full blown adrift?
I was full adrift. I was Tom Hanks Castaway adrift. I had Wilson the volleyball talking to him.
Well, what hit you in the face so hard that you woke up? Because something always hits people in the face. Yeah. Otherwise, you'd still be adrift.
I mean, not happy, man. Just you drift away and you realize you think you have everything in the short term. You tell yourself, I got everything. I got the life. I got the girls. I got this best life. I got the money. I got the car. He's got, like I said, he's got the girl. You got everything, but you got nothing.
But there was a hole.
There was a complete gaping hole.
Void.
There was a complete emptiness, and it just no purpose, no fulfillment. I mean, you just don't have fulfillment in life. Like you don't have anything.
So if there's people in the bomb squad listening, and they don't have any fulfillment, they're identifying with you. Financially, they're doing good. Right? Mm-hmm. But for some reason, they just don't feel satisfied. They don't feel whole. What would your advice be? What'd you do to fix it?
Oh, man. I think that's the most important thing. Like I said, when I kind of hit my rock, I think everyone has to hit their own version of rock bottom, unfortunately. For some people, because of issues like pride and things that are going on, their rock bottom can mean death. It can mean you get in a car divorce. I mean, it's a total destruction, and we know, like biblically, that's what the enemy's job is to steal, kill, and destroy, and that part of that is destroying your life. That's part of the process. And I think when you can discover, that look, man, it's not about you. Like for me, I was so selfish, and I was just so about myself. It was just me, my problems, my emotions. This, don't you know? You don't know how it is being me, how hard it is being me going through this. And you realize you're just a full-on narcissistic. You become like narcissistic. I mean, all you can think about is yourself. You're so self-absorbed and you're this and that, but you're empty. And the thing is, when that changes for you and you realize, look, the biggest revelation, we're going to use some big Bible words for you, Brad. The big revelation is that, look, when you realize like there's a bigger purpose, there's a bigger plan for your life, you have gifts. You know what I mean? God gave you gifts. He gave you discernment.
Does everyone have gifts?
Everybody's got different measures of talents.
How do you find your gifts?
I mean, I think, I think you pray about it, but I mean, obviously you have certain talents. Like for me, like I love to help people. And for me, it's the biggest revelation is that you'll be happy when you put other people before, like you have this servant heart. And it requires humility. See, some people can never find that. They can never even start the process because of pride, because of their ego, because of like, there's a term that I've learned from my pastor. He says, you need to die to your reputation. Every day, daily, you got to die. Die to yourself, die to your reputation, to what people think about you, not to what your buddies are going to, like if you say this or you take a stand or you don't do something, your buddies are going to quote unquote roast you in the group chat or whatever it is. And I know, and someone relates to that right there. That was a challenge for me. But like, look, you got to be you got to stand up for what you believe in, what your core values are, and just go for it 100%, and the thing is some people, they're lost and they don't see that. They don't find fulfillment and purpose and they get depressed. That's why the suicide rate's going up, because people's approval of other people it's so important. It's paramount to people.
Wonder why that is.
It's Instagram. It's social media, instant gratification, technology, all these things that are causing people to just, they focus on, that's all they care about. Even me, sometimes I get stuck on my phone, And here's the thing.
You're like, how come that didn't get more likes?
I know.
How come nobody liked my picture?
And it's always the good stuff that doesn't get the likes.
But you want to know what I care about?
Impact.
Nope. Yeah. Well, that's where it ends up going. But like if I post a picture and nobody likes it, I don't really care. I've never once thought to myself, I wonder why nobody likes that. I don't even care. I don't care. I mean, I have noticed on occasion when people like the hell out of something. Like, wow, that's interesting, because a lot of people follow me that I don't necessarily know. And it makes me like, I'm curious as to, well, I wonder why they like that one, but they didn't like another one. But if no one likes it, I don't care. I think if you like yourself, the social relevance and status starts to diminish.
That's good.
You know what I mean? You got to like yourself.
That's the number one foundational thing that people struggle with, is that they don't. It starts with you, and like even if look at your relationships, like
Starts and ends with you.
It starts and ends with you, and the thing is, people get married for the wrong reasons, but people get divorced because look, you don't know how to properly love someone until you love yourself. Like order of like that's part of the
Yeah, but everybody hears that. How do we do it? How do we do it?
I mean, I think you got to put other people first. I think that's a big part of it, because people don't have joy. There's a difference between happiness and there's a difference between actual true joy. And I've learned, because I've done things, man. I've had the cars, I've had it. And the thing is, I can say that because I want this to resonate with someone. I want someone to relate to this. You go through what you got to go through, and this, just stop complaining. You go through it. If there's a big call, I believe there's calls on people's lives. And the thing is, however big that call is, you got to step into it. You're going to go through more stuff. The more struggle that you go through, you got to embrace that struggle and pain. You're going to go through it, so just stop complaining about it. You're going to go through it, and I consider it a blessing, actually, when you go through that, because that means, guess what? There must be a big call in your life. If you're being attacked in a whole lot of ways and all this stuff seems to be going wrong, when you're about to get a breakthrough, that's in your life. That's when that happens, because something, whatever you want to call it, debate it, whatever you want, something is trying to prevent you from getting to that. But when you go through more of that pain, and you get on the other side of that pain and struggle, because look, if you're going to go through pain and struggle anyways, like, get something for it, right?
Well, here's my question. How come it has to be somebody's trying to screw something up? Why can't it be somebody is trying to prepare you for something bigger?
Exactly. And it's a preparation for that. If the calls, I say the bigger the attacks, the bigger the call. You know what I mean? And I think when you go,
yeah, but why is it an attack?
That's just what I believe. I just think there's.
I know, but like, let's say you have a kid and he's going to get in a fight in 6 months, so you start smacking him around to toughen him up and teach him some things, and increase his resistance to pain.
Yeah,
you still love him,
of course.
So why is it someone bad doing it?
It's not always.
Yeah, it could be someone going, hey, I got to get you prepared for something.
Yeah.
I mean, if you again, there's a lot of people probably don't believe in God at all. Then there's probably a bunch that do. Then there's some that believe in Judaism or Buddhism or whatever. But if you believe in any kind of higher being whatsoever, you must believe that they might want you, like a calling, as you put it, they might want you ready for it.
Yeah.
Like if I thought, well, I want Grant to go over here and get this handled, but man, because I know you, right? What a pussy. So let me give him a little bit of a challenge to get his dander up, or to get his resilience up, or to teach him humility, or whatever it is I need to teach you. So now you're ready. Now I can use you for that. Where you might be thinking all that bad stuff that's happening is, the evil in the world. When in reality, no, man, you're getting prepared. Think about that.
A lot of times it's us. I mean, we're our own worst enemies a lot. And yeah, I mean, can you tell me a real success story of someone that had it easy? I mean, come on, any billionaire. Well,
it depends on what you consider success,
and which is a whole nother conversation in itself, I believe.
Yeah, but what is a success story? I mean, according to who? I know a gay buddy of mine that goes out and nails 5 dudes in one night. Is that successful?
To who?
Exactly. Like, might be to another gay buddy, but that wouldn't be success to you or me. Even if it was female, like obviously, I'm not gay, but like, Even if you went out and nailed 5 girls, I would think that's the opposite of success.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that you got a hole in you, you're insecure, you got a problem, and you aren't really as cool as you think. Now, that's me. Now, there might be somebody else, frat boy, some type that hasn't learned what I've learned, and they do think you're successful. They think you're the coolest dude in school.
Yeah.
So again, what is success?
Well, let me rephrase that. See anybody, any testimony, any big thing that any person that's done something huge in the world, someone that's solved a big problem in the world, someone that's done massive things, affected hundreds and thousands, millions of people. To me, that's what I meant by a success story. Someone that's done something that's impacted the world in a profound way. That Elon Musk's, the people like that. Bill Gates's. They didn't have it easy. They started off in the garage. Those are the people, as far as I'm concerned. They walked uphill both ways in the snow. They had to pay their dues. And I think the more they sacrificed, the more they knew that at an early age, and they just didn't make those excuses. They started that clock earlier, more than anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the fence with those situations because people always ask me, well, when you hit rock bottom, what'd you do? And I said, he said to me, dude, when you got knocked down, what'd you do? And my immediate response was, I've never been knocked down. And he goes, well, dude, didn't you say you were living on the beach once, homeless in LA? I said, yeah. And he said, well, dude, that's like down. I'm like, that's not down. Honestly, dude, I'm weird when it comes to like my life, because if I talk about it, people are like, "Oh, wow, man, he came through a bunch of struggle." And again, according to who? It's all perspective, bro. It all boils down to the mind. I know people that are rich, always have been, and they think their life sucks. There's rich kids that commit suicide, and you're thinking, "What the hell are they committing suicide over?"
Hollywood.
Again, at the end of the day, it's always perspective, bro. Mm-hmm. There's people out there listening to this podcast going, dude, this is speaking to me. Well, why is it speaking to you? Because, man, he just said it's perspective. That's my problem. Well, at the end of the day, how do you see things from different viewpoints?
Yeah.
You intentionally do it. I always do that.
It's a big word.
When we do revisions around here, I try to put myself in user's shoes, in admin shoes. Like, what are you guys going through to upload content? I don't sit there and think what I think it should have, because it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not using it like users are. I'm talking about the system. So when we go through feature upgrades, I sit there and think, wonder what they're going through. So I go in and I look at it from a user's perspective. And that's why I say, dude, that's too hard. That sucks. That's a pain in the ass. You tell me I got to go from here to here just to do this. Next thing you know, we fix it, and all of a sudden it's a better user experience. It's a better user experience because I'm changing perspectives. I think too many entrepreneurs are unwilling to get in another person's shoes, and that's why they can't seem to find any success as it relates to finances, like success financially.
Yeah,
because they can't pontificate another person's perspective. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
I definitely agree. Yeah.
I'm going to drop a bomb on that shit. Oh. See? So, folks, if you guys are listening out there, just think about stuff in another person's perspective. If you've got a product and you think it's awesome, well, think about it from other people's perspectives. How do you do it? Well, I don't know. I love my product. How can I look at it? Go ask questions. Go survey. Go do some research and get in another person's shoes. And that goes along with anything, dude. Marriages. Get in your wife's or your husband's shoes and see what they think. Your husband walks in after a long day's work. You're upset because they're not talking to you. Well, maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they just want to go home and finally collapse and watch TV. And there you are going, nye, 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 nye. Or vice versa. You go home, the wife's been with the kids all day, which is a hard-ass job. And you walk in and fail to thank her for taking care of the babies or making sure the house is comfortable. Dude, it's just perspective. Now, you're also somewhat of a sales pro, or at least self-proclaimed. Are you good or no?
I'm pretty good. I don't know if I'm you.
Well, nobody's me. That's unfair. That comparison shouldn't even be available. Like, it's just not fair. But all kidding aside, I've heard your videos and whatnot when you're on stage throwing away money. Give me some of that.
Man,
What do you know about sales?
I know I grew up in sales. My dad was from Western Pennsylvania, a little town called Johnstown, and he didn't grow up with anything. He's the epitome of, prime example of a self-made man. He kind of divided home, went to college. After college, and again, I always thank this lady that called my dad, who lived in Vero Beach, Florida. She said, "Rory, you need to come down to Florida. And we got an extra place for you. You come down here and work for the summer." That was the best thing that ever happened to me, because obviously now I exist, and that's where my father met my mother. But he came down here with an old Volkswagen Beetle, busted up, $200 in his pocket. And he did not get the job that he first, he was like all upset about this first job he applied for. He was excited about it and never got a call back. And then basically, if people say, "How did you get involved in insurance?" He'll say, "The newspaper." Threw a dart. I mean, it's just a rare thing. Threw a dart, did this, and that guy's work ethic is just incredible. I put his work ethic in his prime, just against, anyone. He was gone before I was the first. He dropped me off at school. I was the first kid there. I was, with my backpack with all my books in it, and I was there like an hour before school started. And he didn't come home until I was shooting hoops in the driveway until it was pitch black. And he was busy, and he never missed a sports game of mine. He still found, had time to be a dad. And always, I looked and look up to him obviously tremendously. And he's taught me everything I know. I used to ask him questions and say, what's this? Why is this? And this and that. And I saw how he treated his people. And I said, I want to do that. I want to be a part of something like that, because I see, the joy and how you're affecting lives. I saw that at an early age. And that's why I wanted to get involved. So I would pick his brain. He probably was annoyed, but I picked his brain about everything. And then I began to listen to people that were doing it at high levels. And you mix, like, I'm just a weird mix, because I, like, with my faith and with what I believe in, but with what I've been through, my testimony and things like that, I think I'm very relatable. And there's been, prophetic words, I've been called out of crowds and saying, you're going to affect, you're going to have a tremendous impact in the world. You're going to use your influence for good. You're going to talk to top people. I think the words was, governors and satraps and all finance. You're going to be a finance.
What are satraps?
I don't even know what a satrap is. It was a South African prophet named Mark Bredenkamp. And it really resonated with me. And now, like, the stuff's kind of happened. Like, I went to 10X, got out of a really bad relationship, and I just began to, everything just started clicking for me. I'm meeting people. I'm being connected with people. And like I said, I'm intertwining that into my sales job, and that's how this other sort of section of my this sort of branding, this motivational, encouraging, self-improvement side of me has mixed with that sales. I think people that are Christians too, by the way, or religious, they struggle with being in sales. I can't be in sales if I'm a Christian. I think people struggle with that.
Why is that?
I don't even know. I think there's a stigma that comes with sales. It's like, you are a dirty.
Dude, my plan is on changing that. You know that?
That's a good plan.
No,
It needs to be changed.
No, I'm going to change it. Salesman's going to be the new doctor or lawyer. Parents want their kids to be with a doctor or a lawyer. Really what they meant is, we want you to be with someone successful and stable and respectful. And
100%.
And no one would ever say, go find yourself a salesman. But that's going to shift. Because
true.
Yeah, because I got my sales training getting ready to come out, and it's unbelievable. Like, beyond anybody's or anything you've ever seen. It's from the mindset to the confidence to the closes to the word tracks to the psychology to the understanding of the game, because it is a game. It is a skill. People can master it. Mm-hmm. How do you overcome an objection? Like, literally any objection, I can teach people how to overcome one. If the sale can be closed, I'll teach you how to close it. Mm-hmm. Tonality, how do you say what you're saying? Mm-hmm. When do you quiet down so people listen up? When do you lean in and slow down? All of that, dude. It's sick. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't even believe that like, when I release it, unbelievable. Anyway. So the whole world's going to end up bettering their lives because of sales ability. Mm-hmm. And I believe with the right sales ability, dude, you can be anything you want.
Yeah.
And go anywhere you want and work at any company you want.
Write your paycheck.
Yeah, if you don't want to start your own company and go through all that nonsense, dude, work for someone. But when you're a badass that I'm describing, you can write your own paycheck. You can make your own hours. You can feel like an entrepreneur without all the risk and weight.
That's true.
On you. But SLS, what's that stand for?
It's Senior Life Services.
Okay, so I know that there's an opportunity because I've heard you talking and I was talking to you at Seaside. If there's people in the bomb squad and they're out there aimless, they haven't found anything real substantial or, fulfilling.
Yeah.
How does someone get involved and become one of your agents or whatever you call them?
Yeah, agents or independent consultants is the
because you have training, I know, because you have a Lightspeed system, so it's good training. You can literally teach someone how to go out and make a damn good living working for themselves, which is really working with you guys, not for you guys. Unless, of course, you get a job at corporate, and then, you're an employee. But you provide opportunities for people, don't you?
Absolutely.
What's the opportunity?
The opportunity is, and here's the thing. Sometimes the problem itself is the vessel. People don't have the vehicle. They have all the tools, and people begin to get bummed out, and they begin to say, you know what, maybe I'm not great. We take people from average to great, and so many people, they lose that belief because they don't have that vehicle to get it there. And we know we have the vehicle.
Or they went through what they consider training, and it wasn't really training.
It wasn't good training.
Or it wasn't really training. Because if you break down training, you need 4 ingredients: good content, repetition, practice, and accountability. Those 4 things will be included, or you don't have a training program. You have an exposure program or an information program or a whatever you want to call it, but it's not training. Real training, effective training, has those 4 ingredients.
I believe that.
And it's hard. So some people, again, they're out there and they think they've been trained. Well, my company trained me and I suck. Maybe because you weren't trained. You just think you were. So what you're saying is you actually train people effectively.
We train people. And the thing is, it's like Lightspeed is designed to scale out, right? But what are you scaling? Are you like if you're a 7, let's say if I'm a 7 out of 10, I'm a C student. And you're scaling other C students to become C students, and you have a big group of C students of being average, that's what you're training. You can only raise up and train what you are. Okay, so it starts at the top, but then when you start to scale out brilliance, you start to scale out people that actually have talent, people that are making the money, you're showing people the way. If you're leading from the front and you're scaling that out, if you got good, solid training and like all those 4 components that you mentioned, that's when it starts. But the thing is, if too many people, I believe, are scaling out average. And if you scale out average, you're just average. You can't be great because you can't train great because you're not great.
Yep. So if anybody's listening here at the Bomb Squad, because I've been known to have a few billion listeners, this is the #1 podcast in the world. The world.
Yes.
I get 7.9 billion downloads every episode. There's only 19 people in Botswana that aren't listening. So everybody else that's hearing this, if they want an opportunity, what should they do? Well, and by the way, when I say opportunity, I'm not saying you got to pay for it. He don't have a program that you pay him $1,500 and he'll teach you something. He's got an opportunity where if you're willing to train and you're willing to go out and knock on some doors or make some calls or something, he'll put you to work in an industry that a lot of people are making great livings, but more importantly, helping a lot of seniors, figure out final expenses and like have a more sane, peaceful final years. Yeah,
absolutely. And also maximizing their government benefits, lifting the burden off the family, stuff that already has to happen. But, we show people how to also help our clients. If you have a desire to help, I always say, if you have a personality and a desire to help people and you have a strong work ethic and you're coachable, you can win here at the highest of levels.
But you're looking for people, no?
We're looking for anybody with those qualities. If you work,
and you'll train them.
We do all the training.
Do they have to be in Vero Beach?
They do not have to.
Can they be in Portland, Oregon?
They can be in Portland, Oregon.
Can they be in Twin Forks, Kentucky?
They can be.
Can they be in Alamogordo, New Mexico.
I don't know what that city is, but yes.
So they can be anywhere. They don't have to move to Vero Beach.
They do not. No, they do not. That's just where our national headquarters is. But I mean, if you want financial independence, if you want to be your own boss, if you believe in yourself, I mean, you got to believe. You got to put in the work.
Of course you do.
We simplify. This is designed to simplify. It's easy. It's simple, but it ain't just going to be easy. It's not going to be handed to you. You got to put in the work, but we simplify it.
Yeah, but you train them. You provide the skill if they've got the will.
100%.
Yep. All right, Bomb Squad, you hear what I just said? I just gave you an opportunity. I did this one time for a security company called Skyline. The guy on my podcast, good dude, Edwin Ariave. You ever heard of him?
I have.
Did you hear that podcast? That dude's story is awesome. But old Edwin has an opportunity. Like he'll hire anybody that has certain qualities, and he provides training. But you're selling basically Brinks home security systems, and another follower of mine, Mario, hears it, gets a hold of him, and now he's making big dollars. One of the top people in his area. I mean, dude, he was sitting there wondering where he's going, what he's doing. So I love providing people opportunities.
That's awesome. Well, let me give you that website then, okay? We have a saying, we say, we do things the SLS way. It's kind of we create a culture.
Now, you got a good culture. I can see it in your videos.
Oh, yeah.
You guys go follow Grant Dougherty, and you'll see in his videos, like he's always posting videos from their meetings, and he's giving away money, and he's giving them cars, and he's going to Jamaica, and then next thing you know, he's golfing, and the next thing you know, they're on jet skis, and the next thing you know, they're at sushi, and they're all, showing this lifestyle. And it's ultimately because, a bunch of successful people that figured out a process and a way to help people are growing. So if you guys want to be a part of that, I'd do what? What would they do?
They need to go to www.theslsway.com.
The SLS way.
The SLS way, just simple as that. And you'll learn how to do .com, and you'll learn how to do things the SLS way. You'll see some videos. You'll see.
Is there like a lead capture? How do you know they went there?
Oh, we got some stuff on the back end. I got James Whitley here. We call him the back end extraordinaire.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
It's a rough nickname. He handles everything behind the scenes. I know he gets beat up pretty
if I was
good.
You, James,
he gets beat up pretty good.
I'd volley or opt in to change that. You don't want to be the back end extraordinaire.
Yeah, no, it's only I can't believe I just announced that to 7 billion people.
7.9.
Follow him at back end extraordinaire. No, I'm just kidding.
Now everybody but 18 people in Botswana know that you're the back end extraordinaire.
I'm so mad.
Hey, but listen, so when they go there, is there a place to, like, how do they get a hold of you guys to say, look, I'm serious?
Yeah, okay, so on there you can actually apply. So you go there, you look at some of the videos.
Is there a comment where they can put in the bomb squad?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
when they apply, because the whole purpose of that is to bring traffic to that, is to apply. You can say, how'd you hear about us? And you can say #bomb squad.
Just say bomb squad, folks. Just say bomb squad. So old back end extraordinaire knows that you guys came because you guys are listening to the old podcaster-rooney.
Exactly. And let me tell you one thing that incentivizes some people. See, we have an ambassador program. The reason why we do these things, we call them sizzle videos.
Yep.
Obviously, just show the opportunity. See, people that are haters, they're going to say, oh, look how ostentatious you are, showing up all your stuff. All your financial freedom makes me sick. It's such a curse word now to have a nice...
taught wrong as a kid.
I know, exactly. And it's like, it's such a faux pas to have a nice car and to have nice things and provide for your family and take them to have them to send them to private school, because those are people that aren't willing to do it themselves. See, we like to provide it, like, look, this exists, it's real, it's tangible. We're not, selling you the waist wraps that are going to make you lose, 10 inches on your waist in a month. I mean, this is the real deal. This is something that's going to change your life, change everyone. It's transformational. It's going to change your family's life, your life. You're going to be your own boss, make whatever you want to make, passive income.
No limit.
No limit.
And it's insurance based, so it's basically recurring.
Yeah, exactly. We residual incomes. And
hey, so do they need an insurance license?
They do need an insurance license, either a 214, which is or a 215. So it's either just your life insurance license with variable annuity, or life and health. So
do you guys train them on that?
We show you exactly how to do it. The whole onboarding process is extremely streamlined. It ends up being about a $200 investment.
But they're not giving it to you. They're giving it to some state agency.
It's all through the state. So you're not paying us. It's obviously through the state.
Yeah, you got to be licensed, folks. You got to be licensed.
Opens a lot of doors.
But
man.
so what? Be licensed. Make yourself a living. And I'm only helping those people that are out there aimless and wandering. Because there's people out there that, they've got talent. They've got skill.
Yeah.
They're not putting it to good use because they haven't found anything that has an opportunity attachment.
Exactly.
There's jobs out there. Like you can go be a car salesman. Car sales job's not an opportunity. It's a job. Mm-hmm. You know what I consider an opportunity? Where if you work, you end up going as high as you possibly can and stay there. You can be a badass car salesman making good money, but don't show up for work for a week. Tell your dealership or who you're working for that you won't be in for 6 months because you decided to take a leave and just see what happens. See, that's a job.
No golf either.
An opportunity is a freaking opportunity. And let me tell you something. Most people miss opportunities because they're disguised as risk.
And that goes to a big point is you got to invest in yourself.
But there's not even a risk here, dude.
There's no risk, but people don't want to invest. They go $200. No, if you're not willing to sink in $200 to have the life you've always wanted, to make six figures and far beyond, make $1 million.
Potential, dude. You can't even claim that they'll have it. Otherwise, everyone will give you $200. If you won't even invest $200 in yourself for the potential, you deserve to be broke.
That's right.
Or just go find something else that makes you happy. Because those skeptics like that makes zero sense.
Yeah. That comes down to what's around you, what you surround yourself with. And if you've been taught, unfortunately, sometimes it's your parents. They were broke. It's a poverty mindset. It's a poverty spirit. I believe it's a spirit of poverty. You battle that. They're like, whoa, you're dreaming big. Whoa, this is a risk. Whoa, don't invest in. They teach you not to invest in yourself. It's cost and worth. It's worth it. And guess what? If I fail, guess what? At least I know I don't live with that regret. But now look, the biggest investment you can make is in yourself. Whether it's physical investment, like I went to 10x and now look, I'm sitting here dropping bombs. I made that investment and it's going to pay off. I know it's going to pay off 100. It's going to be 100x.
I guarantee you, out of all the 7.9 billion listeners, you're going to get some applicants and you're going to get some good candidates because the bomb squad's got some sharp people in it. And you're more than likely going to get some. So that 10x investment is like a ripple effect. Yeah. You just helped people, increased your company, increased your income because bigger your company gets, better it is. You just help people. I mean, dude, listen, proximity, invest in yourself, all that crap people say. You can't even imagine the freaking butterfly effect that stuff has. Yeah. Like you have to show up, but you also have to understand that the better you are every single day, the littlest improvements you make every single day have a massive effect that you don't even realize in the future. It has a huge butterfly effect. So does the opposite. Like, people say, I just ate a donut. Oh, I just smoked a cigarette. Oh, I just skipped the gym. Oh, I just got the girl's number. The negative has the same butterfly effect. You don't realize how little insignificant choices end up ruining lives. Oh, man. If you want to freaking just totally succeed, here's the one way you totally succeed in anything you do. Make good choices.
That's it.
That's it. Every single day, every single minute, focus on being a master choice maker. Choices. That's it. If every day you woke up, because you're faced with millions of choices you don't even realize. What should I say? What should I respond? Should I respond? All of those are choices, right? But we're on autopilot, most of them. Yeah. And our choice makers are broke, half of us. And we're not practiced and drilled and rehearsed and trained and familiar with making good choices. So we end up making bad choices a lot. And they're insignificant, so nobody notices. You sail through life. Next thing you know why your whole life crashed. It's the little choices that you made for collectively. It's the butterfly effect with little stupid choices that there was no reason you couldn't have made a better one. You just weren't thinking about it. You want to win at anything you do? Make good choices.
Yeah, that's a bomb. Bomb it. Boom.
Now, if you could give out some big advice to the bomb squad. Now, keep in mind, there's people in there more successful than either you or I listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's people that are just starting. There's young, there's old. Matter of fact, a friend of mine told me the other day, he sent my podcast to a 72-year-old dude in like the middle of nowhere because he knows him from his wife. He said, hey, I want you to listen to this. And the guy texts back, Bradley, I follow him. I listen to this podcast every day. I love him. And dude, it was amazing. Isn't that crazy? So we've got old, young, middle, old, female, male. It doesn't matter.
It's all relatable.
What would you give them out there? But no, it's hard to give advice when you don't know who you're talking to. But like, give me some good old nuggets for the bomb squad.
Boom. Okay. Well,
and let's call upon the Lord to speak through you.
Here's the thing,
because He'll know who needs to hear what, and He'll help you decide what to say. Somebody in the bomb squad needs help. Let's let the Lord decide.
I mean, he could use a donkey.
Yeah, but you think I'm being facetious? I'm not.
Let's go. Hey, man.
Let Him tell you what to say, and then the bomb squad people that are listening, it'll be received.
You know all these big church words, man. I'm proud of you.
Come on, man. I told you I investigate, bro.
Hey, man.
I don't just talk shit without investigating.
Well, I believe you got to be we all got to get to a new level of, there's like a next level of intentional. And I think we fail because, like, for instance, we'll blame an opportunity because it didn't make us money. And then we'll go, oh man, we'll find a way to make an excuse, talk crap about it, and we'll say on to the next one. See, what you're failing to know and what you're failing to realize is that you're taking a broken mindset and a broken way of doing things somewhere else, and you're going to fail there too unless you deal with the root issue. See, we trim the weeds. You got to deal with the root of the issue, and it takes a next level of, you got to seek
intentional.
You got to seek brutally honest truth with yourself first. Deal with your root issues, because guess what? What do weeds do when you cut them?
They grow back.
They grow right back, unless you uproot that thing. So there's certain things you got to uproot
Sometimes
first.
Even if you uproot them, because you didn't get all the roots.
Yeah, hey.
Or while you were uprooting them, one of the little seedlings fell off and you didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's little remnants.
Yeah. You got to focus.
Remnants.
You got to focus on your focus. And I've heard that term, and it stuck with me. My pastor says you got to focus on your focus. It's like,
have you ever heard you got to think about what you're going to think about before you think about it?
yeah.
You know what that means? What you allow into your mind. Because, dude, you sit there and joke around with something, your mind's listening. Your being's listening.
Yeah.
And you better think about what you're going to think about before you think about it, because what you think about is shaping your future.
Absolutely. I mean,
but keep going, dude. You got notes there?
I got a little noise because
did you come out here with a script or something? Like, dude, I haven't let you do your script.
No, there's no script. There's just a bunch of little bombs in here.
Oh, but you were prepared to come drop some bombs here. I'll let you drop solid bombs, but first answer that question.
Repeat it again.
What would you tell the squad listening? There's someone out there needing to receive a message, and it's not from that list.
No, it's not. I'm just making sure I got mad attention deficit issues, and you're funny.
It's going to come through divinity.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, I believe you got to have a next level of intentional, and I believe these things that you got to get honest with yourself brutally, get rid of the roots, the stuff that's holding you back. You got to clear the cobwebs of your life, okay? And the thing is, we will say, but it's like, no, man, that's a curse word as far as I'm concerned. Stop saying the buts. Just deal with it. Deal with it sooner so that you can get growth sooner, right? You got to have, it's desire in your heart that's got to change. A willingness and a desire in your heart has to change. Like, until that desire of your heart to be better, to get everything you ever wanted, to get your results supersedes your desire to stay where you are, stay comfortable, stay in your comfort zone, you're never going to grow. Nothing's going to change.
Now, see, somebody just received that because it was divinely sent.
I believe it.
Was it not?
I believe it.
And as far as what you just said, listen, as far as what you just said, by the way, say it again.
Say it again. Which part? The whole thing?
No, just the last little 5 seconds.
Until you're willing to be so honest with yourself, and until your heart, like the desires of your heart and the willingness of what you're, like the willingness of your heart, meaning what you're willing to do, until that supersedes your desire just to stay where you are, getting the same old results, business as usual. Nothing's going to change until that's like that desire. There has to be, like you're in a battle every day against yourself, and you have to say, look, until this gets higher than my desire to party, my desire to go to happy hour, my desire to do whatever things that are keeping you from getting the next level. We talk about leveling up. You ain't going to level up until you sacrifice. It requires us, we're talking Bible words, you got to sacrifice something.
Right.
You got to give something up in order to get something great.
Yeah, you've heard my saying.
Yeah.
My saying is simple. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice.
Oh, get it. That's big. That's big right there.
That's what that means, though. Like, you look, life is about sacrifice.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, maybe because of the ultimate sacrifice. Who knows? Like, there's some real coincidences in the world.
Yeah.
But all kidding aside, I mean, listen, some people, they don't understand that, listen, you've got a thermometer inside you. And there's pain and pleasure. There's comfort and uncomfort. Most people seek comfort. And as soon as your thermometer, reaches the temperature or the comfort level that your subconscious says, this is what you're worth, this is who you are, this is it. And you start to go above where you now, hey, I'm making a whole bunch more money. And then something happens where, boom, it puts you right back in that zone. That's not, there's nothing you can do about it. That's why they're self-sabotagers. You know what they got to fix? What you just said. Whatever you just said, that's what they got to fix. They got to look inside themselves and say, I am tired of this and I got to fix it. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to fix it because usually people are not, in other words, I'm more worried about what might happen. So I'm not even going to try, or it's going to be uncomfortable. When I started out, I always say something's broken because I don't fear things. Like, dude, I'll shut down Lightspeed right now if I had the inclination and go start something else. And well, what if you fail? I don't even look at it that way. Most people do. What I say is, instead of worrying about what might happen if you did it, worry more about nothing happening because you don't.
Yo, that's it.
Like, it's just changing your perspective.
Yes.
Here we're back to perspectives. So, to your advice, if somebody's out there and they're thinking, yeah, it's easy for you to say, you got a freaking Beamer, you're always golfing, you got money in the bank, I'm going to risk losing. Dude, if you don't risk giving up what you got, you're never going to get what you want. And that's what's ironic to me. Think about this, dude. Think about this. There are people that are in a situation. They don't want the situation they're in. You can ask them, are you happy? No. What do you want? I want that. Well, then give up what you got. No.
That's it.
So you'll hold on tightly to what you have, even though you admittedly don't want it, to try to get something else because you might lose what you have. You don't want what you have, dummy. Let it go. No way. Why? Stability, mental instability.
False illusion of what stability is.
False teachings.
Yes, that's it.
And I believe you're the Bible dude, but doesn't it say something about beware of false prophets?
It does.
See, could be false teachings. Man, dude, we're getting down.
We're getting down. And the thing is, just to piggyback on that, like our brain, like why people can't get out the broken cycles. Like I'm all about mindset. And the thing is, our brain is actually programmed to familiar. You know that, like we want to do things we're familiar with.
Yeah.
And once you start saying, hey, you know what? Tell your brain, I'm going to take this way home. Your brain goes, whoa. We're not used to that way. We can't do that.
That's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. I'm not used to it. I'm not willing to do that. All of a sudden, you get a little stressed. You get a little anxious. That anxiety sets in. And
it's
you
uncomfortable.
Go, and then you're in a battle. And what's going to win? Because something's going to win. Something is going to win right there. That's why you're in a daily battle with that familiar. And the thing is, that's why you got to challenge yourself. My mom always said, Grant, just get mad and do it. You got to do things you don't want to do, and you better do it sooner because it's just going to you're going to be, it's like cement.
See, that's good advice. So you got good advice. You know why? Because most parents would have said what? Have patience.
Yeah.
Don't get mad.
Be reasonable.
Have patience.
Yeah.
Don't do anything crazy. Just relax. Don't get mad. Calm down. Give it time. Be patient.
Yeah.
I think it's bad advice. My advice to my kids would be, don't have patience. Get pissed off. Take more action.
Yeah.
Raise your level of activity. fight harder, work smarter, do whatever you got to do, but don't be patient. Go after it. Different, under, over, around. But your mom, you just said she would tell you to get mad.
She would.
But that's
not
real
angry.
good advice.
It's not
though.
angry mad.
Dude,
It's just.
I say pissed. I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I get sometimes too fat and I get pissed. Well, dude, I'm not pissed when I'm walking around pissed. I mean, when I say get pissed, get mad, it means get focused.
Yeah. It causes a call to action.
Yeah.
And there's a system. I think Coach Burt's is said this, and I think Tim's story as well. Basically, in order for a call to action to happen, first you have a revelation, like something that actually your aha, call it whatever you want, aha moment. Okay. You discover something for the first time in a very powerful way. At that point, you then have it like a conviction that it's in your heart. You're like, okay, like how many times do you do something you know you were supposed to do something else, like, oh, and you feel a little guilty. Some people call it guilt. I call it conviction. Until that conviction in your heart that now lives there, and until like, that's why when you go the wrong way, the conviction gets stronger and stronger and stronger until you that conviction in your heart gets strong enough to where it produces a call to action. Things won't change, results won't change, and we're fools to think that we have the right to get mad because our circumstances are so hard.
Yeah, that's another thing. Procrastination. Like if I told you, I just said now. Did I just now say now? No. When did I say now? Like right now, I'm going to say now. You just snap your fingers when I say now. Now. Was it now?
That was just before. The first time I said now, yeah.
No, it's a second ago.
Yeah, it was a second ago.
You can't even say now in the damn now.
Yeah.
As soon as you're saying now, it's already in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's trailing.
Yeah.
When's the now? Why are people thinking about the past or thinking about the future when they should be in the now? And the
That's
now,
right.
people don't understand what the now is. The now is right now,
Yes.
and it's not even then because it just passed.
Just passed.
So what is now? It means like, man, I want to get in shape. Drop and do some push-ups. Go to the frickin' gym.
Mm-hmm.
Make that frickin' call. I need to make some more money. Do the you know what I mean? Now.
Yeah.
Like live in the now, focus on the now. That's powerful too, right there, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like if someone fully understands what I just said,
Oh yeah.
it's life-changing.
Yeah.
If you can understand what the now is. And the now is not, look, we're here now. No, we're not. We're going through time now. But 2 seconds ago is not now anymore. Mm-hmm. If you can change 2 seconds ago, you'd be a billionaire. You can't change 2 seconds ago.
That's right.
So what are you wasting your time thinking about it for? Like move into the now. If anything, think about the future. Why? So it'll help you make good decisions in the now. But living in the past, too many people do that. Procrastination,
yeah.
Which causes that conviction feeling you're talking about.
Yeah.
Why do people procrastinate?
Because easy.
No, it's comfort, right? So again, seek discomfort, folks. I'm telling you.
You got to go the other way with it.
When you go to the gym and you lift, if it's comfortable, it's not doing anything. Mm-hmm. You're wasting your time in the gym. As soon as you get sore and you're uncomfortable and you're pushing harder than you've ever pushed and it's not comfortable, that's when you're developing. That's when you're growing. Mm-hmm. Same thing mentally. Same thing every way. Like be uncomfortable. Seek discomfort.
Mm-hmm. And I think, big
Listen
bomb
up,
there.
folks. I'm telling you.
I think accountability is the key here. And if we really, like, it depends, like, how bad do you want the results? Like, I tell my team on Motivation Monday, but every day, I say, look, you got to actually go out and accountability. We don't like it. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. Fleshly.
That's right.
It's uncomfortable. We don't like it. We don't want to have to do it, right? That's just not something that's comfortable. We don't like comfort. We don't like discomfort, but we have to say, look, you have to seek that accountability is uncomfortable, but that's what gets you the results. So you have to actually seek it out. For instance, I'll give you an example. I'm not a morning guy. I know you are, and I always admire your jams when you're getting up at 4 a.m, and I drop little comments there, but it's hard for me to get up at 4 a.m, for instance.
That's because you think it is.
See, I'm working on that area right now, but the thing is,
no, it isn't, dude. If I said tomorrow morning, we're going to get up at 3:30, we're going to drive over, and I'm going to give you $1 million cash, you'd have no problem getting up at freaking 4 a.m.
Of course not.
You have a problem at getting up at 4 a.m. because it's comfortable.
It's very comfortable.
What the hell am I getting up for?
Yeah.
Same exact concept.
Exactly.
But continue anyway.
Yeah. So what I started doing, because every once in a while I'd blow my trainer off. I'm working out first thing.
Ooh.
Every once in a while, hey, I'm honest.
Who did you go with? The back end extraordinaire?
Oh man, no, he's actually been training me for a while. But anyway, so what I started doing, Brad. So guess what? I haven't missed any. I'm gonna tell you the secret. Talk about accountability.
Dude,
I
can't believe you just told everyone you blew your trainer off.
Hey man, I've done it before. I'm human. I'm human. I'm flesh, baby. So what happened? And this is how I never missed one. Here, okay, no, let's listen closely.
Go ahead.
Next level accountability. I said, you know what? If I miss another one, not only am I paying for the session, charge me $50 more. If I miss,
it hurts.
So it hurts. Not $5.
But you know what? That's
right where
you know
it
what
starts
that is?
to.
That's technically a technique to make it hurt more to miss it than it is to do it.
Hey,
So you change. So you
get the results.
You rigged it to be more uncomfortable than the actual workout, which is a great technique.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give that a bomb, folks.
Boom.
Now listen up. What he just did. He raised the fee because he wants to make it more uncomfortable to miss it. And this guy only lets go of a quarter to get a better grip. Like he raised it $50 because like he knows that would be so uncomfortable that I'd just rather go. What's less uncomfortable? Well, now the workout's less uncomfortable because he knows he's going to lose $50 bill.
Yeah, and the thing is, you got to want the results
you go?
so bad. Oh, I haven't missed one since I started doing that.
And you know what? If you did do it, if you did still miss it, I'd say raise it 50, or I mean another 50.
I would go until it
Another
hurt
500.
enough. Then it doesn't hurt enough if I keep doing
Exactly.
it.
That's why self-proclamation out to your friends about I'm going to do this. They show 32% of the people actually are more inclined to do what they say out loud because of that discomfort of looking like an idiot.
We call that accountability buddies.
Accountability buddies. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is all psychology, but it's fact.
It's a mental game and it gets results. And the thing is, we're human, so we do things that are just in your habit loop. There's the book called The Power of Habit, talks about your habit loop, and you have to replace sometimes a bad habit with something else in order to still get that reward in your mind.
I would think that blowing off your trainer would be uncomfortable in and of itself.
You want to talk about how bad I felt about that? But the thing is, I'm like, okay, I need results right now. I'm gonna do it. I just gotta stop. And so I
folks, I wouldn't recommend blowing off.
Don't do it. It doesn't feel
anybody,
good.
let alone your trainer.
It's guilty. There's a tremendous guilt there.
Well,
but you got to have that's why that's a litmus test. It says like, look, we have to have daily accountability, just like the Bible says. You need your daily bread. You got to have daily accountability. You know, constant reminders.
You know, I was gonna call this podcast Our Daily Brad.
That would have been good too. I like bombs though, because you can hit that bomb button whenever you want.
Well, not only that, it's like
there's no bread button.
Not only that, I don't know that this is daily. Like sometimes I'll do 10 in a row every single day, and then I'll take a week off, and because I have a stockpile. Daily. If I call it a daily, I got to do it daily. I'm wired
You're
that way.
You're a false prophet if you do that.
I ain't doing it. I'm unethical. I'm not authentic.
Yeah, you got.
So that's why I got to keep it real.
Keep it 100.
Hey, if I'm the real Brad Lee, dude, now I'm stuck with keeping it real.
You just be the Brad Lee.
That's right. No, I'm the real Brad Lee.
No, I'm saying if you didn't, you would just
all the rest
you would lose the real.
All the rest are freaking imitators. Hey, but listen, folks, we're running out of time. Grant's got to go. He already stayed longer than he wanted to. They got things to do in Vegas, so go follow at Grant Dougherty. I told you how to spell it before. Go out and share and rate the podcast. Share this with someone who needs it. It could be the person that Grant's message was intended for, and I know that the Spirit will help it get to where it goes. Until next time, kids, thanks for listening.
Appreciate you, Brad. Thanks.